Now I want to give you a framework to kind of hold that together. Before I do, I just would love to share my excitement for what you're getting ready to hear. I think all afternoon long. I think it's big, honestly. It feels like a stressful amount of things to have to accomplish in the next 5 years. And I think that that's good. Because if it's something that we could do under our own power and by our own spirit, it would not be accomplishable. But I trust that with the Spirit of God pushing and pulling us in the direction that God desires for us to go, it will be. And then the second thing that I did want to say was that I'm really, really grateful for Brandon's leadership. He wouldn't let us put that in the script, but his humble leadership and the work of the whole team has been an amazing thing to watch and to behold. Okay, so if you've ever been stuck with me in any sort of a group or class, you know that, as Kyle calls it, I have an affinity for spiritual geometry. I love shapes. They're easy. They're frameworks. I can remember these things. So I want to show you a framework, okay? You've got a copy of this in the booklet that's on your table there. If you want to make notes in it, you can. It's in the first page. Just for a second with me, let's say you're going on a trip somewhere and you've decided where you want to go. You've got a destination in mind, but now you've got to decide how you're going to get there. Once you know the destination, you've got to know the waypoints, right? You got to know the waypoints, how you're going to get there. But if that's all you're looking at is the map, it's real hard to drive. So we spend most of our time when we're on a trip headed towards waypoints that are going to get us to a destination looking out of the windshield. We want to see what's in front of us. We want to make sure that we've got a good view of what we're coming up against quickly. But we can't just drive looking at that. We have to look at our mirrors. We've got to watch our gas gauge, our speedometer. We've got to look at our dashboard, right? What you're going to hear today, and why I think this framework is helpful, is that's basically what we're going to do. The first thing you're going to hear is our destination. It's the big sort of transformed lives, transformed communities. Our vision is to be, and we're going to unroll that, okay? After we do that, our destination, where we hope that we're headed, where we believe God is calling us to go, we're going to share with you 4 waypoints, things that we can be working on to help get us to that destination. And then every year of the next 5 years, we're going to have an annual focus. If you were with us in worship this morning, you heard us begin the work of unveiling that, right? To know and to be known. And that's going to be the work of the year that's ahead of us. And that's like our windshield view of the vision. And then 3 times a year, we'll cycle through a set of 90-day goals, which a steering team is going to help set. You'll hear about that in a little bit. And they will kind of be our dashboard for whether or not we're on track, going to the place we can see out of our windshield as we head to our next waypoint, as ultimately we get to our destination. You with me? All right. Now, as we go along through all of this, you're going to hear the word transformational enough times to make you sick. And that's good because that means you'll remember it. You know, when a commercial comes on, you're like, I hate this commercial. They just won. They just won, right? You're going to hear transformational a lot because ultimately our compass, our vision compass, this sort of guiding principle for us over the next 5 years is always pointing and pushing us towards God's transformational love. If we were to hear everything that is to come and we were to say we've got a lot of work to do, let's go accomplish these things, let's go tackle this, it would be not the right place to start. We have to start by allowing God to do God's work in us before we can ever hope to do any of God's work in the world. And so we will say, and you will hear us say it regularly, if we're going to transform community, if we want to be a part of making the world a different place, we've got to invite God to do that work in us, because transformed lives, at the end of the day, are what transform communities.